Numbers 10 from the Net Bible. The Blowing of Trumpets. The Lord spoke to Moses, "Make 2 trumpets of silver. You are to make them from a single hammered piece. You will use them for assembling the community and for directing the travelling of the camps. When they blow them both, all the community must come to you to the entrance of the tent of meeting. But if they blow with 1 trumpet, then the leaders, the heads of the thousands of Israel, must come to you. When you blow an alarm, then the camps that are located on the east side must begin to travel. And when you blow an alarm the second time, then the camps that are located on the south side must begin to travel. An alarm must be sounded for their journeys. But when you assemble the community, you must blow, but you must not sound an alarm. The sons of Aaron, the priests, must blow the trumpets, and they will be to you for an eternal ordinance throughout your generations. If you go to war in your land against an adversary who opposes you, then you must sound an alarm with the trumpets, and you will be remembered before the Lord your God, and you will be saved from your enemies. Also, in the time when you rejoice, such as on your appointed festivals or at the beginnings of your months, you must blow with your trumpets over your burnt offerings and over the sacrifices of your peace offerings, so that they may become a memorial for you before your Lord. I am the Lord your God." The journey from Sinai to Kadesh. On the 20th day of the 2nd month in the 2nd year, the cloud was taken up from the tabernacle of the testimony. So the Israelites set out on their journeys from the wilderness of Sinai, and the cloud settled in the wilderness of Paran. Judah begins the journey. This was the first time they set out on their journey, according to the commandment of the Lord by the authority of Moses. The standard of the camp of the Judahites set out first according to their companies, and over his company was Nahshon, son of Amminadab. Over the company of the tribe of Issacharites was Nathanael, son of Zuar, and over the company of the tribe of the Zebulunites was Elion, son of Helon. Then the tabernacle was dismantled, and the sons of Gershon and the sons of Merari set out carrying the tabernacle. Journey arrangements for the tribes. The standard of the camp of Reuben set out according to their companies. Over his company was Elizur, son of Shedua. Over the company of the tribe of the Simeonites was Shelumiel, son of Zurishaddai. And over the company of the tribe of the Gadites was Eliasaph, son of Jeuel. And the Kohathites set out, carrying the articles for the sanctuary. The tabernacle was to be set up before they arrived. And the standard of the camp of the Ephraimites set out according to their companies. Over his company was Elishama, the son of Ammihud. Over the company of the tribe of the Manassites was Gamaliel, son of Pedazur. And over the company of the tribe of Benjamites was Abidan, son of Gideoni. The standard of the camp of the Danites set out, which was the rear guard of all the camps by their companies. Over his company was Ahiezer, son of Ammishaddai. Over the company of the tribe of the Asherites was Pagiel, son of Ochran, and over the company of the tribe of the Naphtalites was Ahira, son of Enan. These were the travelling arrangements of the Israelites according to their company when they travelled. The appeal to Hobab. Moses said to Hobab, son of Ruel the Midianite, Moses' father-in-law, "We are journeying to the place about which the Lord said, 'I will give it to you.' Come with us and we will treat you well, for the Lord has promised good things for Israel." But Hobab said to him, "I will not go. But I will go instead to my own land and to my kindred." Moses said, "Do not leave us. because you know places for us to camp in the wilderness, and you could be our guide. And if you come with us, it is certain that whatever good things the Lord will favour us with, we will share with you as well." So they travelled from the mountain of the Lord 3 days' journey, and the ark of the covenant of the Lord was travelling before them during the 3 days' journey to find a resting place for them. And the cloud of the Lord was over them by day when they travelled from the camp. And when the ark travelled, Moses would say, "Rise up, O Lord, may your enemies be scattered, and may those who hate you flee before you." And when it came to rest, he would say, "Return, O Lord, to the many thousands of Israel." Proverbs 6 from the Net Bible. Admonitions and warnings against dangerous and destructive acts. My child, if you have made a pledge for your neighbour and have become a guarantor for a stranger, if you have been ensnared by the words you have uttered and have been caught by the words you have spoken, then, my child, do this in order to deliver yourself, because you have fallen into your neighbour's power. Go, humble yourself, and appeal firmly to your neighbour. Permit no sleep to your eyes, or slumber to your eyelids. Deliver yourself like a gazelle from a snare, and like a bird from the trap of the fowler. Go to the ant, you sluggard. Observe its ways and be wise. It has no commander, overseer, or ruler, yet it prepares its food in the summer. It gathers at the harvest what it will eat. How long, you sluggard, will you lie there? When will you rise from your sleep? A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to relax, and your poverty will come like a robber, and your need like an armed man. A worthless and wicked person walks around saying perverse things. He winks with his eyes, signals with his feet, and points with his fingers. He plots evil with perverse thoughts in his heart. He spreads contention at all times. Therefore, his disaster will come suddenly. In an instant he will be broken, and there will be no remedy. There are 6 things that the Lord hates, even 7 things that are an abomination to him: haughty eyes, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked plans, feet that are swift to run to evil, a false witness who pours out lies, and a person who spreads discord among family members. My child, guard the commands of your father, and do not forsake the instruction of your mother. Bind them on your heart continually, fasten them around your neck. When you walk about, they will guide you. When you lie down, they will watch over you. When you wake up, they will talk to you. For the commandments are like a lamp, instruction is like a light, and rebukes of discipline are like the road leading to life, by keeping you from the evil woman, from the smooth tongue of the loose woman. Do not lust in your heart for her beauty, and do not let her captivate you with her alluring eyes, for on account of a prostitute one is brought down to a loaf of bread, but the wife of another man preys on your precious life. Can a man hold fire against his chest without burning his clothes? Can a man walk on hot coals without scorching his feet? So it is with the one who has sex with his neighbour's wife. No one who touches her will escape punishment. People do not despise a thief when he steals to fulfill his need when he is hungry. Yet if he is caught, he must repay 7 times over. He might even have to give all the wealth of his house. A man who commits adultery with a woman lacks wisdom. Whoever does it destroys his own life. He will be beaten and despised, and his reproach will not be wiped away. For jealousy kindles a husband's rage, and he will not show mercy when he takes revenge. He will not consider any compensation. He will not be willing, even if you multiply the compensation. Luke 20 from the Net Bible. The authority of Jesus. Now one day, as Jesus was teaching the people in the temple courts and proclaiming the gospel, the chief priests and the experts in the law with the elders came up and said to him, "Tell us, by what authority are you doing these things, or who is it who gave you this authority?" He answered them, "I will also ask you a question, and you tell me. John's baptism, was it from heaven or from people?" So they discussed it with one another, saying, "If we say from heaven, he will say, 'Why did you not believe him?' But if we say from people, all the people will stone us, because they are convinced that John was a prophet." So they replied that they did not know where it came from. Then Jesus said to them, "Neither will I tell you by whose authority I do these things." The parable of the tenants. Then he began to tell the people this parable. A man planted a vineyard, leased it to tenant farmers, and went on a journey for a long time. When harvest time came, he sent a slave to the tenants so that they would give him his portion of the crop. However, the tenants beat his slave and sent him away empty-handed. So he sent another slave. They beat this one too, treated him outrageously, and sent him away empty-handed. So he sent still a third. They even wounded this one and threw him out. Then the owner of the vineyard said, "What should I do? I will send my one dear son. Perhaps they will respect him." But when the tenants saw him, they said to one another, "This is the heir. Let's kill him so the inheritance will be ours." So they threw him out of the vineyard and killed him. What then will the owner of the vineyard do to them? He will come and destroy those tenants and give the vineyard to others. When the people heard this, they said, "May this never happen." But Jesus looked straight at them and said, "Then what is the meaning of that which was written, 'The stone the builders rejected has become the cornerstone'? Everyone who falls on this stone will be broken to pieces, and the one on whom it falls will be crushed." Then the experts in the law and the chief priests wanted to arrest him that very hour, because they realized he had told this parable against them. But they were afraid of the people. Paying taxes to Caesar. Then they watched him carefully and sent spies who pretended to be sincere. They wanted to take advantage of what he might say so that they could deliver him up to the authority and jurisdiction of the governor. Thus they asked him, "Teacher, we know that you speak and teach correctly and show no partiality, but teach the way of God in accordance with the truth. Is it right for us to pay the tribute tax to Caesar or not?" But Jesus perceived their deceit and said to them, "Show me a denarius. Whose image and inscription are on it?" They said, "Caesar's." So he said to them, "Then give to Caesar the things that are Caesar's, and to God the things that are God's." Thus they were unable, in the presence of the people, to trap him with his own words, and stunned by his answer, they fell silent. Marriage and the resurrection. Now some Sadducees, who contend that there is no resurrection, came to him. They asked him, "Teacher, Moses wrote for us that if a man's brother dies, leaving a wife but no children, that man must marry the widow and father children for his brother. Now, there were 7 brothers. The first one married a woman and died without children. The second and then the third married her, and in this same way all 7 died, leaving no children. Finally, the woman died too. In the resurrection, therefore, whose wife will the woman be? For all 7 had married her." So Jesus said to them, "The people of this age marry and are given in marriage, but those who are regarded as worthy to share in that age and in the resurrection from the dead neither marry nor are given in marriage. In fact, they can no longer die, because they are equal to angels and are sons of God, since they are sons of the resurrection." But even Moses revealed that the dead are raised in the passage about the bush, where he calls the Lord the God of Abraham and the God of Isaac and the God of Jacob. Now he is not God of the dead, but of the living, for all live before him. Then some of the experts in the law answered, "Teacher, you have spoken well," for they did not dare any longer to ask him anything. The Messiah, David's son and Lord. But he said to them, "How is it that they say that the Christ is David's son? For David himself says in the book of Psalms, 'The Lord said to my Lord, sit at my right hand until I make your enemies a footstool for your feet.' If David then calls him Lord, how can he be his son?" Jesus warns the disciples against pride. As all the people were listening, Jesus said to his disciples, "Beware of the experts in the law. They like walking around in long robes, and they love elaborate greetings in the marketplaces and the best seats in the synagogues and the places of honour at banquets. They devour widows' property and as a show make long prayers. They will receive a more severe punishment."